The first chapter of John and verse 14 says this: "And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us." So that Word, that is the Lord Jesus, pre-existent, don't get too complicated here, but Jesus as God is made manifest in the flesh, and he dwelt amongst us. And that phrase, he dwelt amongst us, really is he tabernacled amongst us. Who's heard of the tabernacle? You've heard of it, yeah? The tabernacle. You've got a book about it. Wonderful. Yeah, the tabernacle was like a tent, a movable tent. And they had sort of posts and linen and animal skins, and they made this tent, this huge tent. And wherever the children of Israel went, they took this with them. And all the items that were in the tabernacle, the Ark of the Covenant, the laver, the bronze altar, the menorah, that Jewish candlestick, the table of showbread, and I probably missed something. The incense, they all had sort of little rings on the side and poles that you could put through them, so that when they were moving, they could carry all these things with them. And they would set the tabernacle up, this huge tent, and it had like a big border going around it, like a wall made out of linen and posts, and you could only go through one place through the gate to get in there. And they'd set this up, and all the tents of the children of Israel would be round it and camped around it. So you'd have sort of, I think it's 3 tribes in the north, 3 in the south, 3 to the west, and 3 to the east. So they'd all camp around it, and the presence of God actually came down and dwelt there in the Holy of Holies. The Shekinah glory of God came down, and that's where it was. And what John is saying when he says, the Word became flesh and he dwelt amongst us, he's saying the Word became flesh and he tabernacled amongst us. The Spirit of God came down and dwelt not in a tent made of linen and posts and animal skins. It was a tent of flesh. That's what he's talking about. He's saying, it literally means, he stretched his tent of flesh and God dwelt with his people, just like he did in the wilderness, except it wasn't a tent made with human hands. It was a body, a human body.